What's up YouTube? For today's video, we're my full gym leader Raihan team. So we've done Milo, Nessa, Kaboo, Bia, Alistar, Opal, Bede, Gordy, Melanie, Piers, and Marnie. Man, that was like doing the Gen 1 poker rap. So Raihan's the last one, and today we're going to mix things up a little bit because we're going to be doing a doubles battle. If you remember when you verse Raihan, you actually do a full-on double. So both the battles will be doubles. Now, these battles are done on my Twitch. If you want to check me out on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/PIMPNITE. Link is in the description of the video. Come drop me a follow there. Thank you to all the people who have already come over and supported the streams for the last nearly 2 years now we've been on there. So come and check it out. It's absolutely awesome. So we got a battle against our hero here. This one's on my Twitch, like I mentioned already. And we got a pretty interesting matchup. We got a Cinderace and we got a Wailmer. So not often you get to see a Wailmer as a lead. So I'm going to be leading with Torkoal and Turtonator. Now, I will explain this battle if you are new to my videos or you just haven't seen any of these gym leader, ones before that I do. I'm using the exact moves that the gym leader uses, right? Now, the EVs and items are what I'm going to be making up myself. So it's a little bit of my stuff and a little bit of the, the game stuff. So on this one, we got the Torkoal and Turtonator. Torkoal's got Drought, so actually can make use of Solar Beam really nicely there. So we got the Cinderace go for a bounce right off the bat there. It's like, I didn't expect bounce, I have to admit there. Obviously, that's the only move they really have against our 2-5 type Pokemon. So we got the Wailmer going for the Hydro Pump there. Now, Hydro Pump was actually powered down in the sun, but it still did a pretty good amount of damage there to the Torkoal. So now with the Drought up on the field, I can easily go for a Solar Beam right away. It's going to recharge, and I'm going to be going for the Wailmer. Now, I wasn't sure what Wailmer build this was going to be, where it's going to like a bulky special attacking one, but man, that Solar Beam dropped really hard, but Wailmer just manages to withstand that big old beam. So let's go over some of these moves. We got Torkoal with a Solar Beam, Gyro Ball, Body Press, and Lava Plume. So it's sort of like a mix set with the moves. So what I did is I went for max health EVs and I went for max special attack. I ran Quiet Nature so it would boost the power of at least Gyro Ball a little bit against faster opponents because I'm quite slow. And Body Press, well, Body Press sort of like worked itself because it already had decent defense, so I could just fire that one off, whenever I needed to there. So we got Shell Trap on the Turtonator. I thought this would be a good prime opportunity to go for that since it does get that priority before the bounce. And bounce isn't going to hit me too hard there, and Shell Trap is going to fire off now. And actually, it's both opponents there, and Wailmer gets absolutely bodied, and Cinderace takes a big hit there. So Shell Trap working really nicely. Shell Trap is such a cool move too. So go for Body Press there. I was just doing that to take the Wailmer out, but since Wailmer's already gone, Cinderace is going to take the brunt of attack, and it's going to go down. So a nice early little lead there for my Pokemon. Now, this team and all the battles that went really, really quickly. Like, these doubles battle went, so fast. There wasn't a lot of stall on my team either, unless the opponent, decided to actually bring that one along. So, the next Pokemon coming out is Boobar. Now, this is, I wonder if anyone knows this. When I was a kid, right, I don't know, what age I was, I can't remember. But there was this really strange TV show called Boobars, right? And they were like these... I'm gonna be real. I don't even know if they are, but they're like these little round things, and it was it's just a straight up strange TV show. I'm not sure if you know what I mean. Just leave a comment if you can. I don't know, or just Google it. It's just like these little round things, these little pod things or something. I don't know. It was such a strange show. I just remember watching it, going, what am I watching? Anyway, so we got the Dragapult and the Boltund coming in. Our Dragapult's going to go for the Dragon Dance. They're boosting its stats in attack and speed. I need to get rid of this one before it gets too many, I was thinking Dragon Darts would absolutely destroy me. So we got a pretty weak move there from the Boltund, going for, I think it was a Thunder Fang, and I went for a Lava Plume there. Now, Lava Plume's a pretty cool move because it's all the opponents, and it has a chance of actually burning as well. So Turtonator, I'm going to be going for a Shell Trap, and Shell Trap is going to fail because obviously I didn't get attacked that turn. So now I can go on my Torkoal. I can either go for a repeat Lava Plume to try and burn the Dragapult and get some extra damage. It still hit pretty hard because the the Drought was on the field. I had a couple of options too. I could also go for a Gyro Ball against the Dragapult too, because it actually got a speed boost. So we had Dragapult, Sunny Day, Shell Trap, and Fire Blast on the Turtonator set too. So not a lot of variety, only a Fire and a Dragon type move. And I mean, if Torkoal wasn't around, I could still set the Sunny Day up. Now, the item I ran on Torkoal was, I believe I ran the Heat Rock on that one, And yeah, I think I ran the Heat Rock on the Turtonator as well. So we got a Dragon Darts there. Turtonator does withstand that one. Now, Dragon Darts actually hits the Torkoal and hits the Turtonator. So if both your Pokemon aren't fairy or whatever like that, it'll hit one Dragon Dart or hit one Pokemon, and the other Dragon Dart will hit the other. Say if there was a fairy type Pokemon next to me, both of those darts would have gone for the Turtonator, like say if the Torkoal was a fairy, right? So now we're going to bring in the Duraludin. Now this is a Quick Claw set we got on this one, very, very bulky, max health and max attack. So we got Dragon Claw, and we can go for the G-Max Depletion here, which is a pretty cool move, right? In essence, it's sort of like not that useful, but it's pretty, like the mechanic of it's pretty cool, getting rid of the PP and stuff like that, but super useful, not really that useful. So we get a Quick Claw activation there just before we Dynamax or G-Max here. The good thing, if you do run in Quick Claw and if you do Dynamax, it will always activate before you do that Dynamax, or G-Max. That's a one way you can tell that you get the Quick Claw, like, I guess before you G-Max or whatever. Alright, so normally I call my Duraludin G-Max 69 floors, but I kept the names so, like, you know, they're the same as, like, the gym leaders ones, but they didn't nickname their Pokemon. Alright. So now we got a double, we got a G-Max. I nearly said a double G-Spot, but it's not a double G-Spot. It's going to be a Dynamax and a G-Max at the same time. So we got a big old Dragapult. Man, you know what? I really miss seeing Dragapult in battles, right? I just never see this Pokemon, especially a Dynamax one, right? It's such a rare sight. Now, we got the shiny one actually doesn't look too bad. I don't mind shiny Dragapult. Alright, so we're going to go for a Shell Trap here on the Turtonator in case, like, something's going to be popping my way. We're going to be going for that G-Max Depletion on the Dragapult. Has the Dragonets up, and that is going to be enough to take it out pretty easily there. So that's pretty nice. The animation's not too bad, and we also reduce the PP. So that comes up there. The thing about this move, right, is like a lot of the G-Max moves. Like, I'm going to take Mega Gengar, for example, too, like, has the trapping one. A lot of the moves, right, you don't actually get to use their effects because you just, like, one-shot the opponent. So they're cool, but you really don't get to see the benefits of some of these moves, if you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, if it was a sort of like a weaker attack, then sure, you could, you could keep using it. Anyway, so we got only a couple of more Pokemon here, since we're doing a doubles battle, remember? I've taken 3 out, and I've only lost my Torkoal. So the next Pokemon we got is the Butterfree. So I was thinking, okay, Butterfree's either going to go for a Sleep Powder or a Quiver Dance or just straight up attack me. I felt like it was definitely going to go for a Quiver Dance because Butterfree's sort of like walled by all these fire type Pokemon. So I thought if I go for a max Rock Fall, right, I can actually get this Sandstorm up, go for the Butterfree, and if it has like a Sash or something, which I was, quite certain that it would, that Sandstorm would take it out if it did go for a boosting move. If it didn't go for a boosting move, you know what, it didn't even matter because I could, take it out anyway. So we got another Crunch here from that was the Strong Jaw Bolton, but since it's burned, it's doing no damage whatsoever. So I thought, the best one to go for there would be the Butterfree, because Bolton's not much of a threat at the moment. So as I suspected, the Butterfree is going to have a Focus Sash, and I have put the Sandstorm up in the field too, which is actually going to help my Duraludin out even more. This is a very, very, pretty bulky Pokemon once the sand goes up. So Butterfree is going to go for the Quiver Dance there. It's going to boost its stats, but unfortunately for the Butterfree, it is going to be getting actually taken out by the sand before it can do anything. So that worked out, really nicely. So now we're going to go for a Dragon Pulse on the Bolton, and Bolton is going to get absolutely wrecked there, and it's going to go down. I'm not sure how that actually even looks like a Boobar, because one of those little, they were sort of like these little, I guess they kind of look like Teletubbies. The Teletubby show that was on TV, like Tinky Winky, Dipsy, and all those. How do I even remember those names? But yeah, it was sort of like a weird show like that. Like they didn't even speak. It was just strange. The stuff that, the one thing that scared me the most in Teletubbies was like that sun that came up with a baby's face, and it was so creepy. Anyway, so the last Pokemon we got here is the Rapidash. I've still got 4 Pokemon remaining. I mean, Turtonator is actually on its last legs as well. Now, I've got Shell Trap here, and I've got Fire Blast. I thought I could go for a Shell Trap here in case the Rapidash does attack me, and we got the Shell Trap on Turtonator, hoping that it goes for Turtonator on, like, a little bit of help there. So we got the Zen Headbutt. It's actually going to miss. Now, I actually did a misclick on that one. This was during the 24-hour live stream, and I was very tired, so I actually clicked the wrong move there on the Duraludin. So, unfortunately, Turtonator is going to go down to the sand. So, that was very unfortunate. I'm not sure if it was going to go for me or not, my Turtonator or my Duraludin, but it doesn't really matter. I've still got another Flygon left here to swap in. So my G-Max form is going to run out there. I've got Flygon. Flygon's a pretty quick Pokemon too. I've got Dragon Claw, Iron Head, Body Press, and Stone Edge still to go on my Duraludon too. So I can easily go for an Iron Head, and that will do a lot of damage and possibly take out the Rapidash there. And on the Flygon, I can just go for, you know, any other move. I just decided to go for Crunch there. I didn't want to go for Earthquake because that would do a lot of damage to Duraludon. So we got the Play Rough against the Flygon. Flygon gets absolutely bodied there in one shot. But basically, I wanted to put up a target for the Rapidash, do some damage to it, then Duraludon can easily go for an Iron Head and take out the Rapidash. And that pretty much is the game there. We had a pretty comfortable lead there at the start. They did pick a couple of Pokemon back there at the end. So thank you for the battle. Let's get on to the second one. Now, this second battle was actually pretty entertaining, to say the least. This one was against Mitch there. Now, if any of these people I did battle, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. You know, thanks for the battle, guys. I'm not sure if you were ever from stream or if you're just a random person I battle and you suddenly come across my video. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is quite an interesting battle. You'll like this one. So, we got a Torkoal and a Turtonator lead. These things actually worked as very good partners at the start, putting that Sun Up, you know. So we got the Sun Up and we got the Colossal and the Dreadnought. So Dreadnought was a bit of a threatening Pokemon. And I was thinking, well, Colossal's going to be a bit of a pain too. I can go for a Solar Beam on the Dreadnought there, and that will one-shot it easy. Unless it had something like a Focus Sash, I wasn't too worried about that. That was pretty easy to deal with. So I was thinking I could go for an easy Shell Trap here. Maybe if they go for a physical move or just an attacking move there, you know, that could come in handy. So we got a Liquidation, but instead of going for me, it went for its partner. So the Dreadnought liquidates the Colossal to get a Steam Engine at the cost of a lot of life, though. So now we got a Stealth Rock from Colossal. So it's got a +6 in speed now, right? And it's going. I mean, if that had a weakness policy, that would have been like super good there. So now I'm gonna go for a Solar Beam here. Dreadnought is gonna go down to that one definitely. Now I guess the only bad thing about them going for Liquidation, they did a lot of damage. They probably could have chosen a move that was, you know, a little bit weaker. But then you sort of get to the stage, they've got to run a weak move. And if they need a Pokemon to use Liquidation against, you know, they can't because they've only got a weak move. Right. All right, so we got the leftovers on the Colossal, which is interesting. I want to see what, I was like, we're kind of curious what this set was going to be. So sort of waiting for them to bring in the next Pokemon. This team did have synergy about it as well. Like, this was definitely like a proper doubles team. They had like proper synergy going. So we got the Belladonna coming, which is the Toxtricity. So I can go for a Body Press against the Colossal. I could go for a Lava Plume here. It hits like a lot of Pokemon. I mean, it wouldn't do a lot to the Colossal, but and obviously the Steam Engine was already activated, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. But I decided to go for a Shell. I was thinking, like, should I go for a Shell Trap again, or should I go for a straight up Fire Blast in the sun for the Toxtricity, which will do a lot of damage right now. Turtonator was running a max health and max special attack set. That was Modest Nature. So we got the Rock Slide. It's a physical set from the Colossal there. Obviously trying to go for that flinch there on my Torkoal and Turtonator. It didn't happen. So we had a Rock Slide and then we had a Boom Burst. So like a double whammy there, which did a lot of damage to me, I may say. And it's got the Throat Spray as well. So definitely designed for doubles, this team. I went for the Fire Blast on the Toxtricity, and man, that got absolutely wasted in the sun, taking out in one shot. So a really nice lead there. And now I'm going to actually went for the Solar Beam on the Colossals. I thought, I may as well wake use the Sunlight and take the Colossal out. So I've actually taken, at this stage of the battle, I've taken 3 Pokemon out and I haven't even lost one. So once again, I had a really commanding lead with Torkoal and Turtonator. A lot of the time they give me a great lead because they actually had quite good synergy together and with the rest of my team, believe it or not. No, not really, like, and it wasn't even like I chose like a, you know, double strategies or even the moves or anything like that. Okay, so we got the Duraludon coming out here and we got the Weezing, Galar Weezing. Now, Galar Weezing is going to be crazy when Regigigas comes into the game. That's going to be super fun to like do that. So I can go for the Shell Trap again. Torkoal's only on a little bit of health there. Man, Fire Blast is going to do a lot of damage to both of them. Like, Weezing, Duraludon are going to take like a big hit. So we got the Duraludon go for the Dragon Pulse there on my Turtonator, and Turtonator is going to go down to that one, unfortunately. I did know that one was coming, so bye-bye Turtonator. They're not really fast Pokemon. I guess that's sort of like the, you know, the drawback there. So we got a Sludge Wave from the Weezing. Obviously, once again, some nice synergy there, and that is going to take out my Torkoal with a crit. That crit didn't matter, and, you know, Torkoal is going to go down. So they definitely got some really good, you know, like team synergy on their doubles. So now we're going to bring in the Goodra. I didn't actually get to use the Goodra in the last battle, so it's, good to throw this one off. So bringing my own Duraludon here. I'm going to take a little bit of Stealth Rock damage. You don't see Stealth Rock too much in doubles. It's a little bit too fast-paced that, but it was nice to see it. So let me show you what this amazing Goodra set. We got Dragon Claw. This was the Duraludon you guys got to see already. Now I was thinking I could go for the Dynamax here. Should I pop the Dynamax and then go for a Max Steel Strike, or should I go for a Max Depletion? I was like, nah, I want to go for my G-Max against the, the Duraludon, because they actually may have one as well. So we got Life Dew, Thunder, Hydro Pump, and Sludge Bomb on this Goodra. Now, I was actually running a speedy one, Max Speed. We had Timid Nature on this one and Max Special Attack. So it actually worked in pretty nicely. And Life Dew is actually a really nice move too. I thought it'd be, fun to run. Like a speedy one instead of like a bulky slow one, because most of the time you see like a bulky slow one with Goodra has like, I guess it has an okay amount of speed run. So now Goodra's going to be going for a Thunder here on the Weezing. Weezing special defense isn't the greatest in the world, and that is a clear 2-hit KO, and I get the paralysis at the same time, which is really, really good there. So now we're going to go for an Iron Head, and Weezing just gets ganged up on. It's going to be going down in one shot. So that was really, really good there, getting rid of the Weezing. That's taken a 4th Pokemon out. So Duraludon's going to be going for a Dragon Pulse here, and that hits me really, really hard. It doesn't take me out though, and now we got a, I had Leftovers as the item on this instead of Life Orb. I think I may have said Life Orb. So Leftovers and Life Dew is going to help me out a lot here. They've got, they've actually only got one more Pokemon remaining, so they've got the Inteleon. So it's like, okay, they're either going to G-Max their Duraludon or Dynamax their Inteleon. Right now, Inteleon's a fairly, it's actually a fairly threatening Pokemon if it does have an Ice-type move or it does have a Water-type move. Like a good combination versus my team if you look at them. Like, most of my Pokemon like are weak to that sort of coverage. So, Duraludon's only on a little bit of health there. I thought maybe, I had to go for the G-Max, right? I wasn't allowed to Dynamax any other Pokemon apart from the Gym Leaders one. So we got the Dynamax Pokemon here. This is going to be the Inteleon, and we got that big old long Inteleon. So instead of doing the Duraludon, they did Inteleon, which I thought was, that was definitely a better play, because Inteleon was a very, very threatening Pokemon to my team. This thing's going to be able to pop out like some really powerful attacks. So now I thought I may as well go for mine as well and see what I can do with it. It's going to be interesting when we get like the G-Max Inteleon, Cinderace, and Rillaboom. What do you guys like the most? Like, if you had to pick out of all 3 of those ones, I'd say I'd probably like the Inteleon the best. I wasn't a big fan of Cinderace's one. I thought maybe they could have done a little bit more than that, but I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you like. So we got a Max Hailstorm here. I'm assuming it's coming off like Ice Beam or whatever, and I just lived that one on 4 health, which is absolutely crazy there. Unfortunately, the Hail is going to be able to take me out in the next turn, but it was really good that I was able to live that one. So go for the Thunder on the Inteleon. Does a lot of damage there from the Goodra, and I went for a G-Max Depletion on the Duraludon, which does some pretty nice damage there as well, but not taking it out, but still doing a pretty nice amount of damage. So we got the Hail, which is going to take me out next turn, and we have a Dragon Pulse from the Duraludon, which is going to fire a quick one off at my Goodra, doing some pretty good damage to me. Goodra is fairly bulky on the special side too. So the good thing about this Hail is, I guess for me, well, the bad thing about it is going to take my Duraludon out, but it is going to do a bit of damage to the Inteleon as well, and the opposing Duraludon. So I've lost 3 Pokemon here. But I'm in a fair bit of trouble because I've actually don't have a Dynamax Pokemon or G-Max Pokemon at all, and I'm versing a Pokemon that's got a very good amount of coverage for my team. So I was thinking, what should I bring in? I was like, I've got to bring a Flygon here. I've got to bring Flygon in. Now this is my 5th Pokemon. These are my last 2 Pokemon. I was thinking, what should I do? Should I go for the Earthquake and hopefully that'll hit both of the Pokemon and take them out? This is my only option here to go for. I could go for a Dragon Claw. I don't think it's going to take it out. Goodra's going to get outsped by the Inteleon. I've got to go for an Earthquake. Unfortunately, it's going to hit my Goodra as well. I thought about this move for a long time. I knew that it would take out the Duraludon, but I did need I probably needed a crit against the Inteleon to actually take it out. Now, I could go Life Dew here with my Goodra, and I was like, nah, I'm just going to go for a Thunder against the, not the Flygon, the Inteleon. So go for the Earthquake. It takes all the Pokemon out besides the Inteleon. Inteleon just manages to live on a little bit of health, and the, both of those Pokemon are going down. I know what move is going to come my way. It's going to be a Max Hailstorm, and that is pretty much it. There's not a lot I could have done there. Every way, Inteleon would have lived that one, and I needed a crit on, I basically needed a crit on my Earthquake. Hope you people enjoyed both these doubles battles. They were a lot of fun. I've got a bonus battle coming up for this, and I'll catch you. I've got a couple of Pokemon sweeps coming up soon. All right, peace, people.